Hello, my name is Shaun. Welcome to the channel, and today we're gonna have a why I haven't talked about episode, and this time we're gonna talk about why I haven't talked about the Devel 16. Now, Devel is a automotive manufacturer out of Dubai, and they specialize in building insane cars. And the Devel 16 is the first insane car they first unveiled back in 2013. Now, they said that this car was secretly in developed since 2006. I don't know if I believe that or not, but if it has been, then this car has been in developed for some years now. And I first got wind of this car when the concept car was really first unveiled in 2007. Now, this was more close to the production model, and the numbers behind it were completely insane. We're talking 5,000 horsepower, a 0 to 60 time in 1.6 seconds, and a bunch of other craziness, such as a top speed of 350 miles per hour. And my channel had just started when this was all unveiled, and I thought maybe this would be the perfect time for me to talk about a hypercar, especially a new hypercar that just came out. Nobody really knew much of anything about it, and the numbers were so insane that it couldn't be real. So I started searching the internet to get more information, and then I started seeing a trend. A trend that this car was not real, that it was completely fake, made up numbers. It would be completely impossible for this car to do any of those things. And I'm like, well, if the car is fake, do I really want to make a video about it? It's supposed to be coming out to the streets in 2018. Maybe I can hold on and talk about it then. And my thinking was, of course, this is going to be an elite car. The likelihood of me seeing it is going to be slim. So I'll just wait for a running version of the car to hit the road, and then I can talk about it. So in that meantime, I learned more about the car. So, the track version is supposed to be the one that has 5,000 horsepower. And then there's a base model that has 1,500 horsepower, but it's only a V8. And I say only, like, 1,500 horsepower is nothing. That's a ton. And then the street legal V16 is, 3,000 horsepower, which is a freaking ton. So I'm like, okay, let's wait for this car to come out. And of course, Supercar Blondie does a whole review of the car, and it's like the first non-Devel person to drive it. And, I'm into automotive YouTube. I watch, all the big names, but I had never heard of her. I never seen any of her videos, and that was the very first one because I was interested to see what this car can actually do, though I knew she wasn't going to take it to any type of limits because, I hear that the speed laws in Dubai are very rigid and they do not play. So I didn't expect to see this car running 250 miles down some type of runway, anything like that. So I watched the review and just see the car rolling around. You get videos of the car, engines going, and all that stuff. And, it's kind of impressive, but you really want to see the car in actual action. So I'm like, okay, if it comes out later summer, later next year, then it's all good. And, I can make a video talking about, my impressions of the car. So fast forward 3 or 4 years later, and we haven't heard anything about the car. It's completely silent. You have some guys making speculatory videos about why the car hasn't released and things of that nature. And then I catch wind of another crazy car with crazy numbers out of Greece. And there's two of them. There's the Chaos and the Zion. So I'm like, okay, let me make a video about these cars while, the news is fresh. So when it's time to make a video about the actual car that releases to the streets, I could say that I was there from the jump and I gave my opinion about the car and then see where that goes. And of course, the first comments I believe on both videos is the car is fake. It's a fake car. Fake car, fake car. Okay. It probably isn't legit. Those numbers, 3,000 horsepower is a lot, and it's made with 3D printing. and all that stuff. The technology in it is way crazier than the Devel 16. So I'm like, okay, since this happens, I know for a fact that that's what would happen if I would have made the Devel video all those years ago. So let's just address the Devel and get it over with. I'm getting ready to do that, and then Devel puts out a video. They put out a video showing the car running. Of course, it's not doing any crazy speeds. It's just going down the street, and we haven't seen much of anything from them in months. And I'm like, oh damn, did they read my mind or something? Or, did they? Is it a coincidence that this video came out right when I was getting ready to talk about this car? Should I continue waiting before I say anything? Or should I just say something and just get it out the way? So, I decided to just get it out the way and say why I haven't talked about this car. I was really waiting for a production version before I just said, okay, this is just fake all around, don't believe it. And I've ready to do that so many times over the years, and then just little stuff starts happening right when I get ready to make that video, which I was getting ready to make recently, just now. And my channel's getting a little more up there. I'm getting more subscribers. People are viewing my channel, so I decided, yeah, now was the time to actually talk about this. And it sounds like I'm rambling because I kind of am. I just want to say I believe that the V8 version, the base model, will be the only production version of this car. It's the only version we've seen rolling around on its own power. And, I just don't believe there's going to be a 3,000 horsepower anything or a 5,000 horsepower track car. Now, they might make the, 3,000 horsepower version the track version. I don't know. There might be a V16, but there might only be one, because I just don't believe that this car is going to be able to handle that type of power and not just, completely destroy itself. Just, some craziness would happen. That's just what I believe. And I don't want to call it a bait and switch because, they developed the V16. We've seen it running. We've seen the horsepower on the dyno. We know that it's real. So, I just don't think that that can be placed in that type of car, and just, I just don't believe it. It's just too much. And I don't think the 16 not living up to the hype will destroy Deval. They've already built a SUV and showed it at its full potential. And EV is always an option. They can build an EV hypercar that accelerates like nobody's business and doesn't have to have a top speed of 300 miles per hour. People will still be impressed by that car. So there you have it. That's why I haven't talked about the Devel 16. I tried to wait. I really did. But 4 years is long enough. And it's time for me to just give a general opinion of what I think is going on with that car. I hope you guys understand. And I'm sorry for rambling like I did. It's just, I don't really have a script. And I try to stay on point. But sometimes I get caught in a tangent. So if you like this video and videos like it, subscribe to the channel. Likes are appreciated. And tell me, what do you think about this car? Do you think it's real? Do you think that these latest videos are showing that this car is going to be coming out soon? Or do you think it's going to be another year of waiting? Let me know. And with that said, I'd like to bring this video to a close. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.